Hey, good morning everyone. Bright and early this morning. Woof, she's around about 6:15 a.m. here in Melbourne. A little bit chilly. Anyway, today is the first leg of my zigzagging across the world. I'll be away for 6 weeks, and today we are heading for Manila. So I'm just waiting for my Uber to arrive, and then we're going to make our way off to Melbourne Melbourne domestic. I'll start again. And then we're going to make our way off to Melbourne domestic airport here in Melbourne with a short stop in Sydney before boarding my Qantas flight through to Manila. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these series of videos coming up with this hopping around the world, and I'll see you a bit later in the video. After a quick stop here at the business class lounge at Melbourne Domestic Airport for a cup of coffee, it's time for me to make my way to gate number 11 for my 737-800 flight to Sydney.
At gate number 11, please have your boarding pass displayed, showing your boarding group as you make your way into the boarding channel.
If you've missed anything, it's on your safety card, also in your seat.
Crew are here to help, so please follow their instructions at all times.
So after a bit of a taxi out to runway 34, we departed Melbourne relatively on time. It was a beautiful sunny morning here in Melbourne on Saturday morning, and yeah, it was lovely views out the window during takeoff. Lovely views until the camera decided it wanted to focus on the window and not the scenery outside. Fail. Breakfast service came round, had a quick meal with a nice tart, some hash browns, mushrooms, spinach and tomato. So not long after meal service was finished and the cabin crew cleaned up, we commenced our descent into Sydney. The weather here not looking as flash as what it was when we left Melbourne this morning, bright and sunny, albeit a little bit chilly. So we'll be in Sydney probably for around about, I think 2 hours, or just over 2 hours, and yeah, make my way across to the terminal. We do land at the domestic terminal here in Sydney, and the international terminal is a separate terminal, and so you have to make your way across to that terminal.
Welcome to Sydney. Qantas would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the local lands and waterways on which we live, work and fly. We pay our respects to elders past and present. The local time is 10 a.m. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is off.
Once you've disembarked your flight, you make your way to gate 15 at the domestic terminal if you're flying Qantas, and you can get an airside bus that will take you around to the international terminal. Not a bad little bus trip. You get to see a few of the planes on airside, loading, unloading, and get to have a look at the activities. Anyway, we travel this little bus around to the international airport, where we're dumped off, make our way up some stairs. We clear immigration and security here at the international side before making my way to the first class lounge, which was up these escalators here. Above the business class lounge, which you follow around there to the right hand side. So welcome to the first class lounge here at Sydney International Airport, the Qantas first class lounge. I was just parking here for an hour or so before I board my flight, QF19 up to Manila. Today we'll be taking one of Qantas's A330 Airbuses, and we'll be flying in business class. Anyway, I'm having myself a little mimosa and then relax a little bit, charge my phone before we get on our way. The Qantas business first class lounge is upstairs from the business class lounge and pretty well appointed, but this is the number one thing with the Qantas lounge here is this airside view and the traffic. And down there we have a very decorative Pokemon ANA plane, and as you can see this time of the morning is pretty busy for Sydney Airport. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy my drink and then relax, and I will see you on board. I'm aboard QF19 through from Sydney to Manila, and today we are on a 21-year-old A330-300. Sitting in seat 5K today, and a little bit of a view out of the window. Qantas business class seat on the A330s. Just got all the usual amenities. It is a lay flat bed. The cabin crew have already been round with a glass of champagne. And we have some seat controls there. Headset, bottle of water, a little light control thingy in there. PowerPoint, USB, headphone jack, etc. And a little amenity kittaroo. Even though it's a day flight, they do provide you with a full set of bedding. So tucked away down the bottom there in my footwell, I have put the blanket and bedroll down under there. There is a bit of storage under here where I've put my hat and my bum bag, and some little storage there. You can stick your things like headphone case and mobile phone in there. Keep it tucked away nicely. Anyway, we will get ready for takeoff, and we'll have a look what they've got on the menu for the food in a short while. So shortly after takeoff, the crew came round with a drink service. I got myself a Moscow Mule and some peanuts. So here's a cheers to that. Anyway, they came round to take the meal order. And as you can see, there is a pretty comprehensive menu for this short flight up to Manila. We do have a 3-course meal to start with and some snacks to follow close to our descent. So for the starter, I decided to go with the lamb prosciutto tasting plate. the goat's cheese, some olives, some crackers, and over here a glass of Sauvignon Blanc. So this is the starter, which is, it's a pretty decent sized serve, I reckon. Something I've not had before, lamb bruschetta. Quite nice. Very similar texture to the normal prosciutto. Oh. A bit more of a bolder, gamey flavour, I guess, being lamb. Oh, nice. Pairs well with the goat's cheese. While that wasn't my first choice, I did choose the gyoza, but unfortunately they had run out. The starter was quite tasty. Anyway, on to the main course now. We have a lemongrass roasted chicken with some jasmine rice and condiments. That's what it looks like. It looks pretty tasty, so let's dig in and see what it's like. The flavour's good, a little bit of spice to it, and the chicken is not dry, it's moist, which is it's a great start. So far, I'm going to enjoy this main, and so far I must say that the food service has been pretty good. The selection is made, very tasty. So both the starter of the lamb prosciutto and then the main, the lemongrass chicken and jasmine rice. Both very tasty meals, well presented. Really enjoyed it. And to finish it off, I'm going to have a cheese platter. I do like my savouries more than I like my sweets, so why not have a bit more fat in the cheese, as they say. Probably follow that up with a nice port or something along those lines, muscat. We've still got about 6 hours to go before we get to Manila, so after this I'm going to have a bit of snooze, relax, before we arrive. The Philippines, and just walk around a small snack, prawns with fried rice and a glass of wine. Managed to grab a couple of hours kit, and like I said, we've got about an hour and 20 to run, and we'll be landing in Manila. Well, we've commenced our descent now down into Manila, and should be on the ground ahead of schedule, which is pretty good. Now, when you're travelling to Manila, those of you that have not done this trip before, this is my first time, you need to fill out a electronic travel declaration, I suppose similar to the TDAC that they have for Thailand now, and a couple of other countries have these electronic travel declarations. You can do it on the ground. There's QR codes or something you can scan, but I did mine on my computer before I left, and downloaded the QR code to my phone. You can only do it 72 hours before your arrival, so make sure you remember that. It is a mandatory thing. It is a customs declaration as well, so you have to make sure that you've done that. Anyway, I'm going to pack up my bits and pieces, get myself ready. So as you can see out the window, a little bit of lightning. We did have a bit of a bumpy ride around the sky. We had to go in a holding pattern probably around about 15 or 20 minutes before we were able to commence our final descent and approach into Manila Airport. As you can see out the window, yes, it is a bit stormy and dark, and I will leave you with this approach into Manila Airport.
So much. Have a beautiful stay.
Thank you.
Floor is
Bye-bye.
a little wet, so it might be
So welcome to Manila. Just going to make our way now through to Immigration and Customs, find my driver, and then head off to the airport. I'll see you there. So welcome to the Makiti Diamond Residences here in Manila. This is where I'll be staying for the next 5 nights before I head off on my next leg. From Manila to Honolulu in Hawaii, United States. Check out this room. I'll have a quick browse. It is a full 70 square meter apartment basically. So you have a big mirror there for I have no idea what. Dining area. You got a oven, induction cooktop, fridge in here with apparently a couple of complimentary drinks. So we got a couple of San Mig Lights and a couple of Cokes. Some complimentary snacks on arrival. This is a water filtration system, I believe. I'm not quite sure how it works, but we'll check that out. And we have a living area and a large screen television. This is through to the master bedroom, where we do have a work desk, another large television, a nice king-size bed. Through here is the wardrobes. You can store stuff, slippers, gowns, the usual canoodles. We've also got down here a safe that we can utilize for our valuables. This is the bathroom / laundry. We have a shower, rainwater head, bit of a tub, the usual canoodles, dunny, etc., and a washing machine dryer, which is going to come in very handy towards the end of the week. So anyway, that is my room here at the Makiti Diamond Residences in Manila. So the flight up was fantastic, very comfortable, very smooth, a very minor amount of turbulence. We did arrive into some thunderstorms here when we got to Manila. Did a few circuits of the sky. I think we must have done around about 5 holding patterns as we descended down into Manila. The cabin crew, okay, not the best I've had with Qantas, but they were okay, they were polite enough. Food was excellent. I really did enjoy the food on the flight up here. Seat was, yeah, well, it's the standard Qantas business class seat, so it was comfortable enough. It's getting a bit tired, a bit outdated, but still does the trick. Allowed me to get a couple of hours kip, and but overall, a very comfortable service from Sydney through to Manila on QF19. Anyway, I'll leave you with it. I will see you again the next time I am on my next leg, which is, as I said, Manila to Honolulu. We'll see you then, folks. Good night.